Okay. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Well, it's good to see you. So I know last week we talked a little bit about going over something that I call the ABC model. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I actually have that here in front of us, and we're going to start working on that in just a minute. So I just wanted to ask. So how are your some of your symptoms going right now?
Probably about the same.
About the same. You still feeling anxious around water, the thought of it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gotten any better, or in your eyes, or?
No, I mean, I'm trying to not think about it the same way, but even over like this past week, we got invited to go out to the lake again, and just the thought of it, I had those same feelings of, the breathing, and I got sweaty, and I just couldn't handle even the thought of it.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm glad you told me that. Well, we're going to talk about some of that time that you do feel maybe you're most anxious, or you have some of those symptoms of panic. And what I have here is the ABC model. And right now we're going to focus on the A. The A, B, and C, they all stand for different things. Right now we're going to be focusing on the A, and that's our activating event. And so what that is a situation or a scenario, or maybe even something you see or hear that triggers those feelings of anxiety. Or maybe you'll hear something about water or going to the lake, and you may start to sweat from what you've told me. Or you say your heart rate may increase. Are things like that still happening? Okay, they are. Okay. So that would be a situation maybe when somebody maybe is talking about water and you overhear them. Maybe that's an activating event. In your life right now, have you noticed maybe any circumstances where that has happened?
Yeah, I mean, even just driving home from work,
Okay.
there's, I drive by a lake, and so I get really panicked sometimes and even have to just stop
Sure.
to even get home because I can't drive by it.
Sure. Is it the same lake as your accident, or is it just a different?
It's a different one.
It is. Okay. Well, that's good at least. Well, okay. Since you used that, that's a really good example. So your activating event is going to be driving by a lake or some body of water. And tell me what you feel when you drive by that lake or body of water.
I'm just really overwhelmed. Like I can't, it's like my thinking kind of just intensifies to where I can't control it because I'm just, I'm really worried about being in that water and almost drowning again.
Sure. Okay.
So it's just really overwhelming. I can't stop those thoughts.
So you believe maybe you're going to drown again, or you feel a fear of drowning? Okay. Where is that coming from? You're not, you're not in the water at that moment. Where's that fear coming from? Where do you think?
I think just because since that did happen to me in the water, anytime that there's big bodies of water, I just automatically feel like I'm gonna drown or something bad is gonna happen.
Sure.
To cause a similar situation.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, and that's completely understandable given, you had a very close call, it sounds like, with your head injury. So what I've written here, you believe when you're around the water, if I'm hearing right, that you have a fear of being harmed again, fear of drowning. Okay. Is there anything else? Anything else that runs through your mind, or maybe another thing you might feel toward it?
No, I think just that I can't get close to it because I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, can't get close to it. Okay. And I can understand that. Okay. And then, so what we just filled out here, I just thought I'd tell you at the end, was our belief. And what that stands for is why you're feeling some of those symptoms of panic. I believe it's linked to a belief that you may have. An example would be, you feel like you're about to fall into the water or something because you believe, or you are afraid of the water because you may believe, well, if I get close, it'll harm me again. Well, I believe that I need to be as far away as I can because I don't want to risk maybe getting hurt or maybe slipping into the water and finding myself in this position again. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So now that we've kind of gotten some of that belief covered and discussed, let's talk about something that we call consequences. And the consequences in this case would be the behavior that, or the emotion, or just the feelings that you have when you're in that anxious state. What is happening to your body? If your body could talk, what would it say? If your emotions could come forward, what would they be?
So like I'm driving by the water, and so what's happening to me physically, I guess.
Sure. Why don't we go that route first? What happens to you physically?
I just feel like I can't breathe and my heart's racing really fast.
Shortness of breath. Okay.
I get really sweaty. And sometimes I just feel like I freeze. Like I had to pull over the other day. I couldn't even keep driving because I just froze.
And what does freeze mean to you? What does that look like?
Like I just couldn't move. Like I was just.
Oh, you mean very literally?
Stuck. Yeah, like I
move.
I had to pull over because I just felt like my body couldn't do anything in that
Gotcha.
moment.
Okay, so do you think you maybe, your body, if your body could talk, was it fear? Was it anxiety? Or, can you explain that feeling?
I think maybe anxiety because of fear. I'm definitely afraid of possibly drowning.
Yeah.
So I guess those feelings could be explained as anxiety or fear.
Sure, okay. Okay, all right, perfect. Thank you for telling me that. I know that's tough to try and, relive that right now. And is there anything else that you can think of, maybe in that situation that you may be feeling, anything at all?
I mean, I just know that it's silly. Like, part of me knows that because I'm not in the water, that I'm okay.
Sure.
But I feel silly because I still have those thoughts and I don't know how to make them stop.
Sure. Okay. So you feel embarrassed even that
Mhm.
you're just not sure how to make that stop. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying, I mean, you acknowledge, you say that maybe to an outsider this would seem, like not such a problem. But, okay. Well, that's understandable, and you feel. I mean, I think that's completely, justifiable to feel embarrassed about it. But, that's why you're here. So.
Yeah.
Well, have you understood everything we've gone over today? And is there anything else that you'd like to talk about in regard to this?
No, I mean, at first the terms were kind of weird to me, but it really makes sense.
Sure.
To break it down.
Okay, well, I think now that we've done this, I think you'll probably be able to do this on your own.
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do, we'll stay anytime you may drive by a body of water, or even when you think of water, or any time where you may be around somebody talking about it. I want you to quickly, just right in that moment, just take 2-3 minutes. Why don't you write down and just say, what's going on? What event? What do you believe about it? Or maybe if maybe if you're not even sure, you can just skip that part.
Okay.
And then you can talk about what's happening. Are you feeling some shortness of breath? Are you feeling nauseous or, sweaty or whatever? So do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I can definitely try.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just try your best to do that, and just bring that back to me next week, and we'll talk about it, and it'll help us see where your improvements are and what we can do going forward. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
Great. Perfect. Well, Jason, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.